Hello and welcome to Fox and Fable Woodworks.
First thing I want to do is thank one of my subscribers here. Sopiest Waffles heard my fans in my last videos and decided, you know what? I need to get him a microphone. It sounds like he's just using his phone microphone, which in fact I was. So he got me a DJI Mic Mini. So I've got that hooked up right here and I've got it ready to go. So hopefully the sound of the fans will be lower. I don't have climate control in this workshop shed, and so I've got the fans running. All right. Thank you once again, Sopiest Waffles. I really appreciate that. Now let's get into our tools here. I was going to do these are the tools I used to make that cutting board from my last video. I got to thinking about it though, and I figured, you know what? Let's do a just most basic tools that you will need to start woodworking, because I could go over all these products, all these different things, and that's not going to give you much because I didn't actually use that many tools in the last video. But there are some tools that you will want to use. So let's get started. I would like to start with safety equipment because, as they say, safety is number one. I know that's cheesy, but you want to protect yourself. So, first thing, you should always see me wearing these glasses. Now, it's not just because they're prescription, they are, but they are also ANSI certified for impact. That means that they can take a broken drill bit hitting them and not just completely shatter. It will hit, it will bounce off, and your eyes are protected. Next, we have hearing protection. They help reduce the noise made from your miter saw, from your circular saw, even from your drill or impact driver. And that is important. We always want to protect our hearing. So please, hearing protection. Next thing that I recommend is a respirator, not just a dust mask. Dust mask, while it may feel better, it's not going to give you the same level of protection that these filters give you when you're sanding. Wood dust in the lungs is not good for you, of course. Use one of these when using sander, when sawing, anytime where that wood dust could get into your lungs. You'll want to wear one. At least wear one while you're sanding, because those are fine particulates. Next thing I want to talk about is measuring. You're going to need something to measure if you're going to build something. You need to know how big you're going to make it. You need to know where you're placing things. Now, I have a couple tape measures here. This one's just a standard 25-foot, your standard yellow. It's got some inches and centimeters, and then it's got your graduations for your eighths and sixteenths. Now, it's not marked, so you're going to have to count each line. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's 3/8. That's good, but this one's better. This is the one that I've been using more often recently. It's the Pro Carpenter tape measure from FastCap. Now, this is 25 feet, lefty-righty. That lefty-righty means that you can view it when looking down from this side. When you move over to the other side, or if you use your tape measure from this side, you can still read it. That's quite handy because sometimes you're going to need to measure from this direction or this direction. Other features of this tape measure: it's got a pencil sharpener, so you can sharpen your pencil as you're going. It's got the belt clip, of course. It's got two locking mechanisms. The first one is a slide lock right on the front there, like many other tape measures. It locks the tape in place, so that it's right there for you. Hands free on the locking mechanism, and just simple slide lock, slide to unlock. The other lock that it has is right here on the bottom. That's a pressure switch. It does not lock into place. You just push on the button and the tape stops. It will not retract then. That's fairly good for when you're getting a quick measurement. You just press that, okay, close tape measure, put it back on your pocket or your workbench. Now, one thing about tape measures, you will definitely want to use the same tape measure throughout your entire project, because it could be a different measurement than another tape measure. You don't know which one could be correct and which one could be off by just a little bit. So use the same one for your entire project and you'll have no problem. Another measuring device that I use is a combination square. This is good for several different things. It does have your ruler on here, and you can move the square part up and down. This also helps you check to see if your corners are square, if your saw blade is square to your table or your fence. It also will check to make sure that you've got your 90 degrees and your 45 degrees perfect. It's a great tool. This one has a level on it. I don't know if I'll ever use that, but it's there. And another nice feature is it has a scribe tool built right into the tool. It's right on the top there. Little brass knob you unscrew. That gives you a nice precise line. Another thing for measuring, a speed square. This is a fantastic tool for just starting out. You can use it for measuring angles, for creating angles, for making sure that things are square, much like your combination square. You can also use it as sort of a fence guide for your circular saw. Very handy here. And I would recommend picking one of these up. All right, and now the next basic tool is going to be your pencil. I know it sounds stupid, but you're going to want to get several boxes of these. I'm kidding, but you will want to get several of them. This right here is a carpenter's pencil. I just picked this up at Ace Hardware. You notice it's rectangular shaped. That's so that it doesn't roll off your workbench. Very important. And you just sharpen it with a pocket knife or whatever, razor blade, utility knife, whatever you have. This is good for sanding, as you saw in my last video. This is what I used to scribble on the cutting board and then use the sander to sand away the pencil marks. This is perfect for that because it does not smash the grain or the spot in between the grain. Excellent tool. Then you also have something like this. This is the Ox pencil. It's much like a Pica pencil and much like a mechanical pencil. You click the button, lead comes out. It comes with this nifty little holder. It's got a pencil sharpener on the holder here. This is pretty good for making your measurement lines and just all around pencil use. Now, I am trying out this new set here. It comes with several different of that type of mechanical pencil, where it's 2.8 millimeter lead, which is great for just general marking. It also has red, blue, and yellow leads. Now that's great for different colors of wood. So the white will definitely show up on walnut, as will yellow. The red's a little better for white woods like maple, and graphite is good for the lighter woods as well. This set also has regular mechanical pencils and leads in the same colors, as well as a green, I believe, is on here. Yeah. It also came with the center punch that I used in the cutting board to help reference where that screw for the feet of the cutting board are going. And it's got a couple other things like a regular scribe for more precise marking, but that we'll get into in later videos because that's more of an intermediate type of tool. Now, since we're still on consumables, we'll go ahead and go with sandpaper. You're going to want to get a bunch of different grits of the sandpaper. Now, some people will tell you you need to do this grit and then do some complicated math to figure out which grit you're going to do next. I'll say just get every grit that you can afford. On the back of each package, it says what grits that they make. Get a packet of each one. It's $5, if that. Get some sandpaper. Now, this one is 5-inch round for my orbital sander. I'll go over that orbital sander in a little bit, but you'll want to get each grit for that. I go up to 220. I find 220 is nice and smooth for these cutting boards and for other projects. So that's what I'm going to recommend, is that going up to 220, probably from 60 to 220. That's really what you're going to need starting out. Next item, wood glue. I prefer the Titebond 3. It's going to give you the waterproof, food safe. It's interior, exterior. It's just all around the best glue that I have found. So it's nice water cleanup in case it gets all over the place. You wash it off your hands easily. Great tool. While we're on the glue subject, Rockler makes these glue brushes. You saw that in my video with the cutting board. It also came with a little glue tray, silicone glue tray, and another kind of panel spreader, I guess I'd call it. Very handy. You'll want to pick up one of these as well. All right, so now that we have the smaller stuff out of the way, let's move on to some other stuff. This is stuff that you're going to need as well. Now, I have a few different kinds of clamps here. This is the kind of clamp you saw in my cutting board video. Just standard bar clamp. This one's from Harbor Freight. It's pretty good. It does have a tendency to twist a little bit when you're bearing down on it. So I would recommend use this for as long as you can. Upgrade when you can afford it. You're going to want to upgrade to probably a panel clamp or something like that. But Harbor Freight has some good panel clamps as well. You're going to hear people say, oh, Bessie's are the best clamps, or Jorgensen's. They probably are. I haven't tried them yet. But I'm going for what you want in the beginning. There's some people who say buy once, cry once. I'm one for saying try something cheaper first. That way you know if you enjoy the hobby, you know if you enjoy doing this, then go on, get the more expensive equipment. So that bar clamp is good. Another clamp that I got from Harbor Freight is this Bremen quick clamp. This thing is fantastic. I love this clamp. It's not only a quick clamp, you can also use it as a spreading clamp. Fantastic clamp. I have had no issues with this. It clamps down really nice, great one-handed operation. And it's what I use 99% of the time when I'm cutting something or just getting something glued together other than a cutting board. Great clamps. Now, Harbor Freight does have these, I think they're Pittsburgh clamps, the black and gray ones. Don't get these. You will regret it. They are the cheaper option of the quick clamp, more difficult to use, and they just don't feel as good as those Bremen clamps. All right, moving on. Next, I'm going to talk about the power tools. These are the workhorses of your shop. Now, we're going to go into drills first. This right here is a Ryobi drill, the drill driver. It is not a hammer drill. It is just a drill. And you can use it for driving screws. Personally, I like using an impact driver or just a regular manual screwdriver better. I have more control and it drives faster. But for drilling, use a drill like this. Now, would I recommend Ryobi? I don't know. Probably not. You probably have some skills already, or you may even have a drill driver. But this Ryobi one, I'm not a fan of the stick batteries. Now, you will hear other YouTubers or people saying, oh, but Ryobi has such a huge array of tools that use this battery. That's fantastic. I have learned they're okay. It's more for the DIY homeowner, which is great, but for serious woodworking, serious furniture building, this isn't going to cut it. You'll want something different. And I just have not decided which way to go yet. So you'll notice I have many different brands of power tools. I'm still trying to decide what battery platform is best for me. That's a personal choice that you'll want to make for yourself. Now, the other thing that YouTubers and other people will always say is, oh, but Ryobi made a promise in the 90s to never change their batteries, never change the design of their batteries, so that you can use the same battery today on your tool that you had in 1990s. Well, guess what? I don't have those tools. I don't want those tools. I want the newest technology. For the longest time, drill driver is what you had. It's what you used for drilling a hole, and it's what you used for putting a fastener in. And it worked. But times changed, and they came out with the impact driver. And that's the next one I'm going to show you here. This is my Bauer impact driver. Now, this one's not brushless. I do think that I am going to purchase the brushless model, but this one works good for now. This is, like I say, this is the Bauer from Harbor Freight. The battery is nice and slim. It does not have the stick on it like the Ryobi battery does. I'll show you here side by side. That's the stick battery from Ryobi. You notice how it sticks up like that. That goes in the handle. Here's the Bauer battery. Look at that. That's a big difference. If you need to walk out with your impact driver or drill driver, you can take an extra battery, slip it in your pocket. The Ryobi battery, not so portable. You can't really stick this in your pocket very well. Now, this Bauer 20-volt impact driver, quarter-inch impact driver, accepts impact driver bits. That's important. You will want to get those bits for this driver. It also has tri-LEDs. Fantastic that they are right there up front. The Ryobi drill driver, the light is down on the base. Does not light up your project area very well if you're in low light. The Bauer model impact driver, very comfortable in the hand. I really have no complaints about this tool whatsoever. I may outgrow it. That's great. The next thing up from there, at least at Harbor Freight, is the Hercules line. And I'm cautious about that. Bauer has been around for longer than Hercules, but I've heard some fantastic things about the Hercules tools. To go along with your impact driver and your drill driver, you're going to need impact driver bits as well as drill bits. Now, in my first video, I trashed these bits and driver bits. I just haven't been able to go buy more. I do want to throw these out. I do not like these, but I need them to do my work. So I'm not recommending these, but I am saying that you need to get a pack of impact driver bits and drill bits. Now, when I find some that will work for me, I'll let you know what to get, and you can go from there. I have not tried the Milwaukee drill driver bits and rigid drill driver bits as well as DeWalt. I've heard people give rave reviews about them. So I'll see if I can give those a try and let you know. All right, so we've gone over a couple power tools, measuring stuff. Next thing I'm gonna get into is cutting the wood. Now, after I got my cutting board done, I forgot to put a step in that video, and that was cutting off the ends of that cutting board. Kind of an important step that I forgot, and I apologize. But here's what I use to do that. I have the Cobalt brushless XTR 7¼ inch circular saw. This thing is a beast. It is fantastic. Let's take a look around the tool and see what it's got. Now, it's got a rafter hook here for hanging. It also has onboard tool storage. This Allen wrench is what you use to change your saw blade. Now, I did change to an aftermarket saw blade, not the one that comes with the saw. Generally, those aren't going to be suitable for woodworking for our purposes. They're more for construction, not really what we need. So you'll want to get at least a 40 tooth circular saw blade on there. It's got a nice blade guard. The shoe, which is this bottom plate, is adjustable from 0 to 55 degrees. So it'll give you a nice bevel. Has a nice carrying handle here. The trigger is right here in the handle with a nice safety. Now, this tool did not come with the battery. So you will want to make sure to pick up a battery or two. I have a 4 amp hour battery here that I got separately. That's probably what you'll want to grab. It also has an adjustment here for your depth, for the saw blade depth. This tool I would recommend getting. It comes in a nice blow molded box, and also in that box is a ripping guide so that you can rip your boards in half or whichever. But mainly you're going to be using this for cross cutting, which is against the grain. Ripping is with the grain. We'll go over that in some future videos. But this saw, excellent saw. I had a Ryobi circular saw before. It just was not working very well. So I upgraded to this one, and I have been so happy with this saw. And finally, a sander. This is a random orbital sander. You'll notice that there is a cord. This one is not cordless. For sanding, I prefer to go with a cord. Why? Well, I'm hooking it up to a dust extraction anyway. In this instance, I have a shop vac. You'll want to get one of those as well. Shop vac with connection to hook up your random orbital sander. This is a Bauer, of course, again from Harbor Freight. I really love the sander. It works for me. I'm sure there's better sanders out there, but like I was saying before, with the clamps, with the impact driver, Harbor Freight is a great place to get these basic tools to see if you like the hobby. If you don't like the hobby, then you're only out, what, $100. That's not that bad. Now, of course, the circular saw was 180, but you can get some for cheaper. This is just what I like, what I used to using. But random orbital sander, great thing about those is you don't really get swirl marks on your project. Now, if you get just an orbital sander, you might get some swirl marks. The random orbital sander, it spins in a circle, but the whole pad also moves like this. So you have the rotation here, you also have this. That's going to help eliminate those swirl marks on your project. This Bauer one, like I say, fantastic. I would recommend this one as well. All right, so those are the basic tools that I'm recommending a beginner get. Now, you're going to want to go all out. You're going to want to get a miter saw. You're going to want to get a drill press. You're going to want a table saw. Oh, goodness, you're going to want a table saw. I don't have one yet. I feel the need to get a table saw. I don't know if I need one yet. I'm getting by with my Cobalt XTR circular saw, but I'm feeling I'm growing out of this quickly, especially for fine woodworking, for furniture making. I'm finding that I'm going to need something bigger. Now, making cutting boards, oh, circular saw, miter saw work just great. But I'm looking at making coffee tables. I'm going to need to be able to rip larger boards down to size. I'm going to be wanting to get walnut. Oh, beautiful walnut. And I'm going to need to be able to joint those together. I'm going to need to be able to plane those down. That's going to be other tools that I need. But we're going for beginner tools right now. And I want to master these tools that I have already. I do have the miter saw, I do have the drill press, but those were given to me. I did not pay for those. I had a fantastic friend who just had them in their garage and they weren't using them. So they decided, hey, you're getting started in woodworking? Here, take these. So I'm using them and they're fantastic. But do you need them when you start out? No. No, you don't. You can get by with all the things that I've shown here. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have found the information in it useful to you. I know that I started watching videos on YouTube before I started doing the woodworking, and I thought I needed to get all these different tools. I needed these jigs. I needed a table saw. I needed this. I needed that. No. If you look at my cutting board video that I did, all I needed was a random orbital sander, glue, my glue brush, a screwdriver or the impact driver, circular saw, which didn't make it onto the video, I'm sorry, clamps, and my combination square. That's all I needed to build that beautiful cutting board. It's all you need also. Is the other stuff nice to have? Yes. Do I want it? Oh, yeah, you better believe I do. But it's not a need at this time. So I would recommend getting these basic supplies. I mean, you can get it $200, maybe $300, and you're set. There's a lot of other hobbies that cost a lot more to get into. This isn't that bad. And you can get some cutting board kit, $40. That's your first project right there. $240, $340. You can try it out, and I'm sure you will fall in love with it. Now, if you like what you've seen, please like this video, watch the cutting board video like that also, and please subscribe. Please, if you want to continue seeing more videos like this, let me know. Comment down below. What was helpful in this video? Can you think of any other tools that I did not include that you'd like to see included in this basic beginner set? Please let me know. And let's talk about it. I'm here for you. Talk to me. Let me know. So like, comment, subscribe. Watch my other videos, such as the cutting board one, or the getting started one is a good one as well. Thank you for watching, and let's get building.